I told an 8-year-old, good luck, I hope you pull a chase card. And he looked at me completely serious and said, no way, I'm reselling this. That was the moment I realized something is deeply wrong with the Pokemon hobby. This story doesn't start with scalping, it starts with grief. When my dad passed away this year, my wife and I were searching for something, anything, that could help bring light back into our lives. And strangely enough, that something became Pokemon. Opening packs gave us a reason to smile again. The art, the mystery, the shared moments, it became something we looked forward to together. And with our kids, it became a small tradition, a little joy that healed my soul every day. I mean, I even pulled this Greninja from the Twilight Masquerade, the chase, with my family. And boy, did we celebrate together at the dining room table over that pool. We even mastered the 151 set, and we're getting close to finishing the Destined Rivals one as well. We were hooked, in the best way. So, when the new Mega Evolution set dropped, I did what collectors do. I got up at 2 in the morning and head to Target. I arrived at 3 a.m. and I was already 10th in line. Right in front of me, a mom and her 8-year-old son and their grandma. The kid was having a blast, running around and playing on his Switch. The mom even seemed very cheerful, and honestly, it felt wholesome. I thought this was awesome. A parent getting their kid involved in Pokemon. This is what it's all about. It reminded me of myself at that age, battling in local tournaments, collecting with friends, and loving the game. And my dad, he was supportive the whole way through that. After 5 hours of waiting, 8 a.m. hit and Target opened its doors. There was a ton of product, but the hot item was the Lucario Elite Trainer Boxes. There were only 10. No Gardevoir Elite Trainer Boxes either, just the 10 Lucario, and about 30 plus people in line. I got lucky, incredibly lucky. There was only one Lucario ETB left when I got to the front of the line. They handed it to me along with a couple other items I could get within Target's limits, and I was ready to go home happy. I was so excited, so psyched, not to just get the cards, but to open them with my wife and kids. That's what the hobby is about for us. As I'm walking out, I see the mom and her son walking ahead of me. I smile at the kid and say, hey, good luck. I hope you pull something amazing. I hope you get the chase. And he turns to me, 8 years old, and says, no way, I'm totally reselling this. I stopped in my tracks. I just stood there, dumbfounded. This wasn't an adult or a teenager trying to be edgy. This was an 8-year-old kid, the exact age Pokemon is made for. And his first instinct was to flip the product and not enjoy it. As I stood there, still in shock, the mom quickly ran up and hushed him up and took him by the arm, and they walked off. After Target, I drove over to Best Buy, the next stop. When I got there, I saw a kid's blue camping chair sitting near the entrance. Turns out that same kid had left that camping chair there earlier, all while he and his mom were still over at Target, just to try to hold the first spot in line. As many know, that's a classic scalper move, leaving a chair there so you could try to hold a spot. All taught to a kid. So we, the actual people in line, moved his chair back. And as people arrived, we kept moving it back, explaining to the new people why it was there. But an hour later, a big white truck pulls up, and the kid hops out, confused and realizing his chair has been pushed to the end. The mom starts yelling at him from the truck, telling him, that's not where your chair belongs. She's ready to storm to the front of the line, full on in a Karen mode. But as she tries to back in a parking space, and this is how I know there's a God, she slams straight into a handicap signpost, bending it completely backward. Instant karma. And you know what she said? Don't worry, honey. It already had a dent anyway. The whole experience left me shaken. This is supposed to be an amazing release, something that we all looked forward to as collectors. And the problem isn't just one kid or that one mom. The problem is this is the new normal. The Pokemon hobby has become so toxic, so scalper driven, that 8-year-olds are now being raised to resell instead of enjoying the hobby. And the parents, they're teaching them how to do it. That kid should be opening his first Elite Trainer box, but instead, he's flipping it for profit, not because he's greedy, but because the system showed him that's what Pokemon is for. My wife and I got into this hobby to heal and to share something beautiful with our kids. But the deeper we go, the more it feels like that version of Pokemon, the one about joy, discovery, wonder, is being buried by price charts, limited drops, and predatory behavior. And now it's not just adults. It's kids mimicking the worst parts of adult collecting culture. I don't know how the Pokemon Company fixes this. Because when 8-year-olds become scalpers, the hobby stops being for them and starts being for no one. Pokemon was never just about the cards. It was about the journey, the wonder, and the competition. And it's time to ask, not just as collectors, but as parents, fans, and players, who is this hobby for now? Who do we want it to be for in the future? If this story resonated with you, or if you've seen something like this happening on your end, let me know down in the comments below. Use it as a way to express your frustrations with the current state of Pokemon. I believe the Pokemon hobby is worth saving. But if this keeps up, the next generation will just treat Pokemon as a moneymaker. Also, I know this video is way different from what I traditionally post. My wife, Mama Goron, and I research video games like Pokemon and Zelda. But sometimes, you get hit with something so hard, you have to make a video about it. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Go check out our awesome research. And for our subscribers, don't worry, we are still working on the amazing research. My name is Papa Goron. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.